So I'll turn it over to Bebes.
Thank you, Bob. This is a poem by Myra Jo Morris, and she wanted to come. It's Myra Jo Teague now, and she wrote this poem and wanted to share it with her classmates. And it goes right along with what Bob was saying. The name of the poem is The Good Old Days. Many times we may look back and even hear someone long for the return of the good old days, but they're really and truly gone. There are several things that I do miss about the days that have gone before, like the innocence of the time as a child, when we rarely locked a door. No one worried when we played, even if we were out of sight. We kids ran all over the neighborhood, playing outside till bedtime at night. But these are many more conveniences now, like food and easy opening cans. And when we get hot, we don't have to rely on open doors or funeral home fans. Washing clothes then was an all-day chore. Boiling starch to keep Dad's collar fine, and how hard it was to handle wet clothes when they would freeze on the line. While we were all getting nostalgic and recall the gentler, simpler life, I'm glad I made it to live in this time, even through the traffic and strife. But I wonder how things will be changed when our grandchildren have grandchildren. Then their time will be there's the good old days to recall and say, remember when. Last night, as the storms was coming through and we were going home, I remembered back during the Christmas vacation, we all like to get Christmas letters. Ruth Ann can't wait to get a Christmas letter. She wants to read what Donna Mary has done, or what the children have done, and so forth. Well, we got this Christmas letter from this lady that had a severely handicapped child, both mentally and physically. And she was writing about the joys of raising this child, and then she talked about the struggles of raising the child. And this is the way she closed her letter. Life is not about waiting until the storm passes by, but it's learning how to dance in the rain. See, little Johnny taught us how to dance in the rain.
Okay. Amen.
So as we were going home when it was raining, well, that sort of came back into my mind. Bob asked me to close with the poem, The Dash. I love The Dash. I read where a man stood to speak at a funeral of a friend, made mention of the tombstone, the dates from the beginning to the end. At first he mentioned the date of the birth, then he mentioned with tears. He said what matters most of all is that dash between the years, because it represents all the time that he was alive upon this earth, and only those who knew him best knew what that dash was worth. Matters not how much you own, your house, your cars, your cash. What matters most of all is the way you live that dash. If you could just slow down a bit and see what's true and real, try to understand how the other fellow feels, and more often wear a smile, because a little dash may only last a while. And as your eulogy is being read and your life is being rehashed, are you going to be proud to hear the people say the way you lived your dash? There's just something about doing the best we can while we have an opportunity to do it. It's great to see everybody. We look forward to this reunion and the people that put it together. And I think the next thing that we're going to do is take a picture on the stage. We might need to move some of these chairs back to where they were. Remember to fill out the form. $15, not 20 because there's no change makers, but $15 in the little envelope with your address, and they will mail you a copy. We look forward to seeing everybody. Amanda Ingram is going to have a little showing this afternoon of some of her arts. I will not be able to be there. I've got another engagement I've got to be, but I'm looking forward to the dinner tonight. So Bob, one other thing, with the people that had died, I had the privilege of spending some time with Coon Floyd before he died. He loved to talk about what had happened, And he just deteriorated and got where he couldn't move, and eventually he passed away. But he was a great classmate also.
I want y'all to stand with me and we'll sing Loyal and True.
Jimmy Barnett. You want people who want to make a comment to do it now?
Let's get them all read and then we'll
Okay.
make comment.
Stuart Bell.
Stuart Bell was a loyal member of this class.
Yes.
Because he came from far away every time he had a reunion.
Amen. Sure did.
Richard Floyd. Barbara Hubbard. Tomberlin. Sam Laderman. Don Lester. Lillian Sanders. And Tommy Slagle.
Margaret Ann, thanks for that comment about Stuart. Any of the rest of you have a memory of any of these 8 that we've lost that you'd like to share with us?
I have a special memory of Jim Barnett. I met him when we were about in the 4th or 5th grade, and he went to a different school. I went to East Parish, and he was sophomore. But we had a mutual friend, Betty Jo Dooley, who was his lady friend. And she had a birthday party, and I was invited. And we were just having such a wonderful time, and we heard this awful collision out in the back, and Barnett's brother Ace, who was handicapped in some ways, had ridden Barnett's bicycle up on their back porch and had come through the door. That was one funny thing, but Barnett was a very faithful and loyal member of his class and helped us tremendously every time, even when he was unable. I shall always treasure that.
And he got in some bad health.
Yes, he did.
To the last
Big time.
reunion or 2.
Big time.
Matt?
I remember Jimmy used to always like to say little funny things, keep us amused. One of the favorite things he used to say, electricity was a deep subject for people who make light of it. I always remember that. He was original with him, I think.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll make a real quick comment. The first time I came back was for the
A little
25th.
louder now. Some of us can't hear too well.
Okay, for the 25th reunion, and Linda was the first one to come to my, to my rescue, I guess it was. And Jimmy, of course, I'd met in Houston some years ago while meeting with Janet Maples when we had a little get-together. I don't know whether you were there or not, but Jimmy made me feel welcome, and I miss him dearly when I saw his name there.
Someone else.
I would like to say something on behalf of Don Lester. I think that all of us loved going out to his and his mother's ice cream shop out on Highway 271. Sweetie Face, we all called her, and she added, I think, a lot to our lives when we were growing up. We loved going out there. It was a place that we could go and get together, and I think that's why she wanted to have it, because she wanted Don's friends to come there.
Yeah. Someone else.
This goes back to those, Gerald passed away before this time that you're talking about now. And these girls have just now heard me tell this up here at the table. Gerald was in the hospital at Baylor. I think one of the last, not the last time or anything, but he was pretty sick. And he had finally gone to sleep. He had calmed down a little bit, was asleep. Some of the parish crowd, and I can't tell you now who it was, came to the door. And I think my son had even put a sign up there, no visitors. But they just softly knocked on the door, and Gerald was just sleeping away. I got up, and they said, "How's Gerald doing?" I wish I could remember who this was, but anyway, I said, well, he's sleeping right now. And they said, oh, don't bother, don't bother. So they left. I walked back in, getting back in the room and getting settled. Gerald said, who was that? I said, it was some of your classmates, and I told him who. And he said, where are they? I said, well, I told them you were sleeping. He said, Peggy, now he wasn't hateful talking to me, but I got the message. He said, don't you ever send away one of my classmates. He said, they are my friends. And I said, I promise I'll walk